Every year when October starts, illustrators all over the world gather their love for creativity and participate in drawing challenges. There are huge ones, middle-sized ones, and drawing challenges that don't even have Instagram pages but are actually organized by individuals. It's a time for friendship, community building, and creativity, but it's not easy. So every year I'm like thinking to myself, which one should I enter? Like, which one should I participate in? And honestly, last year I did like a crazy thing and participated in a lot of them. So I wanted to share my results, my thoughts, my experiences with you. We're going to have 4 categories that we're going to judge them by, and that's community, that's reach, that's inspiration, and the 4th one is presence. So let's start with the mother of all drawing challenges, which is Inktober. So Inktober was made by an artist that wanted to practice their inking technique. They made a prompt list for each day of October where they just drew with ink. And a lot of people joined in. It became huge. It has like over 1 million followers. It has its own Instagram page. A lot of people join each year. And the rules are you need to draw with ink and you can participate for each prompt of the day. So artworks get reshared and reposted. There's a huge community that follows them, and artists that get reposted get some traction as well. So I created 2 artworks for this challenge. For my first artwork, the theme was rhinoceros. I drew a little boy in a rhino suit, kind of being grumpy, because this is what I think of rhinos as, like grumpy animals, kind of angry animals. So I wanted to draw this boy to be grumpy because that's what I think of rhinos. It was a quick drawing. I just sketched it out digitally and transferred it to paper and did my inking. And it was very fun, honestly. I didn't draw so much on paper with inks previously, so this was really nice for me to try out, and it inspired me. For the next drawing that I did camp, and I got kind of ambitious and wanted to paint in the background a little bit, which didn't turn out as I planned. But I drew like a person jumping out of their tent because there was a spider inside of the tent. I really like the fluidity of it. I like how funny it is. I like how fast I drew. For my style, it was quick and easy and fun. So let's judge this challenge with our 4 categories. Our first category is community. I mean, I will not lie. I know that this drawing challenge has a huge community. Did I feel it? No. I didn't feel any of it. I didn't find any friends. For each prompt that I post, I go to their page, I look in tagged images, I follow some people, I react to artworks that I like. I try to gain any connections, but honestly, I didn't find any new friends. And then we can go into reach. Again, my artworks were just seen by my followers, which felt like a drop in the ocean because there's so many new artworks posted. You just get lost in it. Then inspiration. I would rate this challenge mid for inspiration because it inspired me to try a new technique. Maybe if I would have did this challenge from the first prompt to the last, I would have been even more inspired because I would have developed my technique more. But for just doing 2 days, it was mid. But then the page itself didn't inspire me so much. Don't get me wrong, there are incredible artists there, but they didn't really talk about any materials, and that's where we go into our next category that we're gonna judge, and that's presence. It felt like there's zero human, like real human presence there. It felt more as a business. It's very big, so I think more than one person is running it. I don't feel like there's a human aspect to it. In their stories, they just post artworks or like prompts, new prompts. They post prompts through the year, but I don't feel like they talk about materials or papers or go deeply each year. It doesn't feel like somebody who really cares about inks is running this page. So would I recommend it? Yes. If you're wondering about inks or you want to practice inking, this is a really nice challenge for you. The prompt lists themselves are a little bit modern, a little bit spooky, or like they're not the best if you're a children's book author, but still I would recommend it if you want to practice inking. That's my final thoughts. But don't go into it thinking that you're gonna find a community. More go into it as like a fun art challenge for yourself. Then for the second challenge that I did Drawtober. Drawtober is like a middle-sized drawing challenge. It has its own Instagram page. It has around 50,000 followers and it's based on spooky Halloween art. They don't have a prompt list for each day. They have a prompt list that is like weekly, bi-weekly. So you will have enough time for a more detailed artwork and won't feel so rushed. If you never drew anything spooky, I think this is a nice challenge for you. They don't have any kind of rules except posting in the time slot that they wanted you to post, and you can get like a little prize next to being, if your artwork gets reposted, you can get a little prize and stuff like that. I created 2 artworks for this challenge as well. For the theme vampire, I wanted to draw a kind vampire that took care of bats, and she would like go all over the forest, and if she would find any injured bats, she would take care of them. And I wanted to draw like this scene when she releases one of her clients or like her bats that she saved into the wild. I really like the sketch for this one. I didn't like how I rendered it, but that's a whole other story. So the next theme was witches, and I drew myself and my best friend as witches, like having this kind of weird tarot deck reading, and it's spooky, and there's like this arm and it goes wrong. I added a lot of details in this artwork. I had enough time for that, and I loved this artwork. It's one of my favorites that I created all year. So let's go into our judging categories. The first category is community. The community feels more like a competition a little bit. It felt, I don't know, maybe it was just me. Maybe other people don't feel like this, but I didn't find any friends. It was just like more of a competition-y vibe. And a lot of people would just create artworks that would get reposted, or like people love creating Halloween-y artwork. But all of the artists that I followed or like commented on their posts didn't really interact with me. Maybe it was just me, I don't know. But I just got that kind of vibe out of it. So then we go into reach. My post didn't find any new eyes. One of my posts got like reshared by a friend, and that's how it got a little bit of new eyes on them. But other than that, nothing really happened. So that's what I think about like reach. It doesn't really matter that much, but if you're searching for an art community, making your art community bigger, I don't think, maybe just me, I don't know, but I don't think this challenge is for you, especially if you're a smaller creative and don't have any art friends over at Instagram. And then we go into inspiration. I think it's inspiring because, especially if you never created any Halloweenish art, this is a good like opportunity for you to get inspired by the spooky spirit of October. And presence, there is a presence. I think each year there are new artists that are hosts. We can see they create artwork for these prompts or for promotion of Drawtober, and they are speaking over at that page, and it feels alive. It feels like real humans are behind this page, so that's nice. Then let's talk about my favorite challenge. I'm sorry for spoiling everything, but my favorite challenge in October, Peachtober. I started my Instagram page because of Peachtober. I really like this challenge. This art challenge is made by an illustrator that is called Fur Little Peach over at Instagram. She made this prompt list because she didn't really like the prompt list for Inktober, so she wanted to make something a little bit in her own style, which is whimsical and fun and colorful. And it kind of grew, and it's very large now. It has a big following, over like 50K followers on their page. And the themes and the prompts are so nice each year. I really like them. They're very inspirational. So I created two artworks for, no, I created a lot of artworks for this. The first prompt I drew was fawn, and I created this little elf guy on a fawn bringing autumn to the forest. That's what I imagined it. Because of Fairy Little Peach and her whole vibe, I always get really inspired, and also by seeing her illustrations each day and illustrations from tons of illustrators, I really get inspired, and I create my best art during October if I follow their themes. For the next prompt, I drew Croc, and I just did a quick little animation of a crocodile like blinking. For my next prompt, I drew Party. And this is, again, such a whimsical, cute illustration that I made, and I wanted to draw like this little girl that makes a party for ants, and they're eating the cake and dancing around, which is one of the cutest things like that came out of my head. I really like how I think in October when I'm drawing for Peachtober. And then I drew Radish, which is like a family of radishes. I imagined this aristocratic family of radishes, and in their royal house I wanted to draw like a wall with all of their portraits and imagine different types of radishes painted, and framed. So I did that. It was so fun. Like, honestly, I got lost in this world. I love how I get to world build during this prompt list. Like during October, with just one word, you get to build a whole world. And the last prompt I did was stone, which I drew like this little stone guy on a hill with a little bird just looking over the world. Yeah, I loved each and every drawing that I made for Peachtober. They're always so cute and nice and match my aesthetic, match my way of thinking. So let's start with our 4 categories. The first one is community. I cannot explain how good of a community Peachtober has. I met most of my art friends over at that community. Like, when you post there, it feels alive. You feel like everybody's actually like watching you or like interacting with you. Everybody is excited about your artwork. They don't care if you comment on theirs. They just want to find new friends, want to support you. It's incredible. The community is incredible. Like, I love being a part of it. It feels alive. Then reach, again. Your artwork is going to reach a lot of people, honestly. Like, it is. Like, people are searching for you, basically. They're interacting. They love to interact. These people over at Peachtober and like that follow Fairy Little Peach are incredible people. I really like this community. Then inspiration, again, Fairy Little Peach creates great art. The artists that create art for Peachtober, again, beautiful artwork. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the words for the prompt list that she chooses are really good because they inspire you a lot. They give you the opportunity to like explore different themes that you didn't even think of and world build in a way. Or it's just for me like that, but I think it's for the world in general, because when I look at the artworks, there's a lot of world building everywhere. And then presence. Again, Fairy Little Peach is very present. She just gives life and soul into this prompt list. She makes also a YouTube video, and it just feels like an event, It feels like I'm on like a live event all month long, and for the first time, the internet feels like interactive in a way. It doesn't feel like a one-way conversation. And only then, as a small creator, I feel like I don't post into the void, but actually get recognized. If you are a small creator and you're searching for a community, try Peachtober. I think you're gonna find some friends over there. So for our last challenge, I drew my artworks for Cozy Cauldron. It's an art challenge also in October, but it's hosted by many hosts and it doesn't have a page. So the host reposts your work. It's kind of cozy. It has very beautiful and whimsical themes and I liked them, so I wanted to join. And some of the creators that are hosts for that challenge I follow, so I wanted to try it out. The first prompt, I drew Pumpkin Majesty. Just listen to this prompt, how it sounds, Pumpkin Majesty. You can build a world around it. I liked it a lot, and I drew my grandma as a little girl in our family garden playing her flute for pumpkins. And actually, where my grandma is from, pumpkins are like famous from that place, and there's even a festival for pumpkins, and there's like these special kind of sweets that are made from pumpkins. This artwork has sentimental values as well, and I wanted to paint it traditionally. So the next prompt for this challenge was fortune teller. I loved this. Like, I couldn't wait to draw a fortune teller. Like, I would not think of drawing a fortune teller, but it's so my vibe, my style. And I drew like this spooky, little bit mysterious fortune teller looking into your future with like a snake going through, like with a snake on the table and a lot of like herbs. And what did I draw more? Like cards and a wishbone and some flowers and like lights, and everything is floating because she's in her vision, you know. So the prompt list is not daily. It gives you more time to draw and more space so you don't feel like overbeared. The prompts are really good. I checked out their prompts this year and they're wonderful as well. Let's go into our categories for judging. Community. There's a community there. It's a little bit different because you have to follow all of the hosts to be a part of this community, to kind of feel a part of it. They repost a lot of artworks. The hosts always commented on my work, and the community was kind of there. I could feel like some people were looking at my artworks, are discovering my work, because you get reposted and then your artwork gets seen, so reach is high. If people who follow them like your work, and your work will get reposted mostly, they will follow you, or if you're searching for something like that. Inspiration is high, again, because the prompt list is very interesting. Presence, it's very present because these artists are hosting on their own Instagram pages and they're very, very present there, so you can really feel it, and they comment on your work. And you actually, if you like these hosts and what the art that they create, you can actually get an interaction from them because they're bigger than you as a creator, so you can actually interact with somebody that you really appreciate their work, you know, and that's a very, very special thing. And in the end, my conclusion from all of these experiences is, if you wanna just explore mediums, you can join Inktober. If you wanna explore a theme, like a specific spooky theme, join Drawtober. So if you're searching for a community, join Peachtober, or some challenge that is hosted by many artists, because there's a bigger chance of you finding friends through many artists hosts that repost your work. And you can follow their pages and find art that you're gonna like as well. So if you're searching for reach, I think you should find like a newer challenge that is made from like a specific artist and join that challenge this year, because there's a bigger chance of you getting reposted there and discovered. That's my tip. I think a lot of artists are making their challenges in October because it helps them grow. It helps them build a community. And a lot of people are focused this year on building a community online because art is like because of AI, artists feel a little bit shaky, and also there's a lot of turmoil. But I would not like to end this video on that theme. So my final thoughts after doing all of these challenges is I really like community-based challenges. So if I would have time to join any art challenge, I would join Peachtober because the community is incredible. But we will see this year. I have a baby and I don't know if I can manage all of the prompts. Maybe I could do one or two. Either way, thank you for spending your time with me. I hope my experiences will help you in choosing your challenge, and please let me know your experiences with challenges and if you have any interesting challenges that I should follow because I have time to look at artwork at least. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!